What's going on, family? Welcome back to Israel's Movie Reviews. And today we're going to be discussing one of the most legendary singers of all time. And after watching the documentary, I said, you know what, let me give the movie a try. And I mean, let me see what they can basically concoct in movie form. And we're going to be talking about Whitney Houston, I Want to Dance with Somebody, that just came out not that long ago. And I actually got the chance to just see it. And it was actually better than expected, man. You know, I love a great biopic, but at the same time, I'm always scared of how it would look, how it would be interpreted. And most of the biographies I've seen, they all have that typical kind of Hallmark TV kind of movie feel, except for Notorious. Obviously, that was about the Notorious B.I.G., Christopher Wallace. All Lies on Me, which could have been better, which was coming in a later review. And that was about Tupac Shakur. And then you have the Selena movie back in 96, 97. And I thought Jennifer Lopez played Selena to a T. In this movie, I think Naomi Ackie played a great Whitney Houston. But like I said, we'll get back to her because I think she did a phenomenal job, even though she gets a lot of, she gets a lot of bullshit within a lot of these critics and a lot of these moviegoers. You know what I mean? She did what was the best she could do, and I think she was an awesome Whitney. Start off by saying, rest in peace, Whitney Houston. She lived from 1963 all the way to 2012. It was sad. 2012 was the year my daughter was born, and it's, in all honesty, let's be fair, she had a up and down road. And if you don't know the history of Whitney Houston, man, it was very unfortunate. The movie shows you what the price of fame can do to a lot of us. And Whitney Houston is a very sad example of that. She had a heavenly great voice, but she couldn't go as long as we would have wanted, with the price of fame, the good and the bad that came with it. I admire her the way that, and the way the film, shows the good things and they show the horrible things, and the critics that she faced. Is she black enough to cater to the black community when it comes to music, or is she catering to the white people, right? And she always had that tug and pull within the industry, and I admired the way they put that into play in this film. She faced a lot. When his life, started to spin out of control after a while, and that's maybe one of my complaints about this film, that it jumps around a little too much. And it never stays at particular events and then chronicle down to that. It just goes from here to there and back and forth. And we just kind of throughout the movie hear about it. But thank God I saw the documentary, which went, in depth, that, the movie was basically a subtlety. And, eventually her insane marriage to Bobby Brown, I think, was interpreted very different than what it probably really was in real life. I think they danced around it due to legal aspects. I don't think Bobby Brown wanted to be portrayed as this devil right on screen, especially now he has younger children, and he's made a whole U-turn, regarding his life. And I feel like there was a little bit too much that was cut out of the film. Back to Naomi Ackie, man. I think she was a great Whitney Houston. She really took the role, and she becomes Whitney Houston throughout the movie. You can tell she really did her homework, and you can tell that she really wanted this role and really wanted to impress. I think after this work, you're definitely going to hear her name in swirls in Hollywood, and I hope she gets more roles. I hope she keeps getting blessed up. When it comes to Stanley Tucci, who plays the manager, Clive, he was awesome. I think this is one of his best roles. Since recently I saw a short series with him on Netflix. This man and everything he touches, gold. He's been in so many things. Hunger Games, Devil Wears Prada, Beethoven back in the day. I could just, the list goes on and on. But despite of its faults regarding this music biography, I think it was still a great movie. I think I Want to Dance with Somebody is presented as as more of a typical lifespan movie, right? Knowing that most of the life of Whitney after watching her docu, right? Whitney, if you ever get to see that, go check that out. It's called Whitney. Me being a little scared of the focus, that they were going to focus on just certain things. I wanted them to really focus on and highlight her amazing performances, the way she got to superstardom. I wanted to see how basically her childhood and how she came from the church, how she sang for her mother. That's how she got her bread start. You know, her mother basically put her in the spotlight, said, look, I can't sing tonight, and boom, the rest is history. You know, there's some great performances in the movie. I like the set designs. The cinematography was beautiful. The costumes are on point. You know, for sure, all the music videos that they duplicate, I think it was insane how exact the copies were. You could tell this woman really did her homework. You could tell the choreography was done immensely with, you know, a fine comb. And great to hear all the hits in the movie, man. Sometimes we forget the music she curated, you know what I mean? The last act to me of the film went a little too quick, you know, not to mention the Eddie Murphy relationship that I never knew. I was like, wow, and other parts that were missing. But again, the movie was packed with a lot of facts. And honestly, it's a long movie. It's about 2 hours and a half. And it didn't feel that way to me. You know, sometimes I felt hard on the edge of, damn, this reminds me of kind of a Hallmark movie, and like what they did with the Aaliyah movie. But for sure, this had a lot of dramatic scenes, especially, you know, when it comes to drug use and, you know, the demons that she, you know, had to deal with. But I mostly feel like the movie wanted to put itself above all these other movies, and with a lot of great scenes, and it captured a lot of quality moments. You know, I Wanna Dance might be not be 100% accurate, because there are things missing. I don't think they lied to us in any way, but it's a great movie to see about somebody whose life was well documented, for, you know, her mediocre rise to her high rise, to her transition, to her relationship with Robin, who was, I believe, her first relationship. And, you know, I guess she didn't want to take it serious because she didn't want to be known as a lesbian or gay at that time. But who knows, if she would have stood in that relationship, maybe we still have it today. Very sad. But what I loved about the movie, they focused mainly on her positive achievements in life. They didn't really focus on the drugs as much. I remember seeing the Hector Lavoe story, El Cantante, and I felt like they dove in too much to the drugs. We all know he was addicted to heroin, but let's see the positive things, you know? And this movie definitely focused and shined a light on that, which needs to be told. We need positive feedback on our greats. You know, she was sure the voice, and I hope, you know, you definitely go check this out. You know, I think it was one of the best biopics in years. You know, in many scenes, it felt like they actually plugged actual footage of Whitney, but it was Naomi, you know. And Cassie Lemons, man, put together a tightly edited film that remained entertaining throughout, and all the touches and subject matter for personal life was definitely first rated in this film. This is something I think you should definitely go check out. I gave this movie 8 out of 10. It's definitely a must watch for her fans. It's filled with nostalgia and a lot of emotion. I teared up throughout the movie. You know, they used Whitney's voice for the singing scenes, which got me so emotional. You know, Naomi wasn't actually singing. She did a really good job lip singing. And God, like I mentioned before, I've seen many biopics, interviews, documentaries. I've read the books written by, you know, Sissy, Bobby, Narada, and Robin recently. And some of the information presented in the movie seemed inaccurate and were purposely left out, you know. And, you know, it was publicly known that Kevin Costner asked Whitney to sing I'll Always Love You, which is a Dolly Parton original song, you know. And in the movie, they made it seem like it was Clive. And it really wasn't. You know, that I think they probably did just for the movie. There was no mention of her personal assistant and her close confidant, which was Sylvia. They could have definitely, you know, mentioned it at least. going into this movie, don't expect the movie to reveal things that aren't already known to the public. The movie doesn't go deep into details. And finally, with that, I'm just gonna say the critics say that they should have been more focused on her struggles, but her struggles were well known. I disagree with that because, like I told you, the world doesn't need all this negativity. All it feels, you go to the internet, you feel this, every time spew negativity. Nah, this, her personal life being all out there, we already knew. We knew her struggles with Bobby Brown and all that. Most of all, she wanted to be remembered for her music, and this is how you're gonna remember her. The movie respected that by representing what's already known, the ups, the downs, and by raising this legacy of hers and the achievements that were heavily overshadowed by her struggles. I think was an excellent telling of the Whitney Houston story. So go check it out and let me know what you think. 8 out of 10, easily. If you disagree with me, hit me up on the Discord, man. Hit me up on the comment section and let me know what you thought about the film. And don't forget to hit that notify button, man. Hit that bell, hit that like. And if you want more content from me, you already know where to come to. It's Rock Movie Reviews. Peace.